up? It's your girl JQ.
Hey, it's Dali from Pique
Here again
with another episode. I don't know why I feel like I always have to do that.
I love it though.
I think like I'm like an R&B singer.
Old school. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about our childhood. I guess more about of who we are and where we come from, how we know each other. So you guys get a more in-depth view of us, I guess.
Yeah. We're going to focus a little more on our culture. So you get to see like deep down who we are in our soul.
Deep down.
Our ancestors are like feeling the vibes right now, I feel like.
It's somewhat what of, I guess, what's made us us.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, because, you know, we've done a lot of stuff that's similar. Our families grew up kind of similar. So we'll start talking about, I guess, our childhood.
Yeah.
What did we do as kids that kind of embraced our culture? Well, first off, we're both Puerto Rican.
Yes.
So let's not get that messed up. I do have people that tell me I look like I'm mostly black and you Indian. We get that a lot. But just goes to show you that Puerto Ricans, it doesn't matter what color, we have completely different hair, completely different skin tones, like everything. We don't even look, you know what I'm saying? So just goes to show you this is like a wide range of different things that they could look like.
That goes into the culture, yeah. But at first we should probably take it like all the way back because like with our moms.
Yeah, both our moms knew each other.
They met when, what'd she say, like 14?
14, 15? Before they even met our dads.
Wow.
Both of our moms were born in Puerto Rico.
No, my mom was born.
Your mom was born here?
Yeah, my dad was born in Puerto Rico.
Okay, so both my parents were born in Puerto Rico, but I know my mom came when she was about 8 years old or something like that. And my dad came when he was in his 20s, like yours. Mm-hmm. So...
Yeah, so pretty much they were friends. And then
they did everything together. I think they even went on a honeymoon together. So this goes back before us even, you know? So it was inevitable for us to grow up together and know each other. Her mom is actually my godmom. And then my mom is her brother's godmom. So
yeah,
talk about family. So
yeah, we're pretty much family.
We're in there.
Yeah. I was born first. I was 6 months older. But even with me being born, we always hear how her mom, JQ's mom, is always like, oh, I used to grab you and put... Whoa. How her mom used to always take me and put me on her stomach. And we used to, like, JQ used to, like, kick around. It was, like, real cute shit.
Cute stories. Our story is pretty cute. You know? It's also rare. Because not everyone has friendships like that. I love seeing, friends who have like, yeah, we've been friends for 30 plus years. And me and Dali are like, we got that. We're 27 years,
right.
You know, and counting.
So fast forward a few years.
Her mom decides to do a dance group.
Yeah.
And there's a few people in our community, all being Puerto Rican, and we all decided to be part of this dance group.
Spanish as fuck. It was like a folkloric. Am I even saying it right?
Folkloric.
Folkloric. Folkloric.
I had folkloric group.
Folkloric. I don't think it's folkloric. It's not a G.
Folkloric? No, I don't even know. But anyways, it was called El Grupo Flamboyant. And it was like...
The flamboyant is Puerto Rico's like national tree.
Yeah.
Right?
Flower tree. It's very beautiful.
Yeah, it is very beautiful.
It's a beautiful thing. But, we would get costumes. We'd play at, certain places. I remember we played at a museum one time. Well, we didn't play. We danced.
Yeah.
And we met a whole bunch of childhood friends.
Yeah.
And this was all in East Chicago, Indiana. Shout out EC, where we both kind of grew up.
Yeah. It was really cool, though, being able to grow up. And we danced to a lot of old school Spanish music.
Yeah, like stuff that was deep within the culture. Like,
yeah.
So we knew we were doing, folkloric. Folkloric group.
Yeah, it was cool. We had like big poofy dresses and we learned to shimmy our shoulders at like age 4.
We learned to dance though. That legit like paved the way to know how to have rhythm.
Yeah.
Legit, because I don't know how it would have been if I wouldn't have been in the dance group.
Yeah, it was fun. And being in the Puerto Rican parades, we used to have like a float every year, and we used to like throw beads at all these bitches.
And then we would perform for them too.
Yeah, it was
at the
fun.
festival.
It was really fun. And we kind of felt, I kind of felt like a little celebrity. Right. The town was so small and everyone knew you.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, yeah.
And that was the only dance group. Like, there was one for younger kids like us, and then there was one for teens, which she also managed too, right? Mm-hmm. And it was just awesome. And I don't know what happened. You guys moved.
Yeah, we moved.
And then, someone tried to take over. Mm-hmm. It didn't work out as well, but it was memorable. I'm sure it was memorable for a lot of people, especially the people in the group. It was great.
My mom always talks about doing a flamboyant reunion.
Let's do it.
I'm like, yo, that would be so fun. If any of you guys are listening right now,
can we please make a reunion?
Let us
please
know
hit us up
if you want a reunion, because I can convince my mom. It can happen.
It'll happen.
But yeah, so we grew up really like involved in our culture. And I feel like at the time I didn't really get an understand. I was like, all right, yeah, I'm Puerto Rican.
Right.
We get it.
But they kind of showed us like what it meant to be Puerto Rican. What it not like required, but what it entailed. Does that make sense? What it had within it. Like, it was more than just a flag and you saying I'm Puerto Rican. Yeah. And that's it. Yeah. It was deeper than that. I know that, like, me and you went to different schools when we were younger, but we still managed to always be hanging out.
Every day. And when I tell you every day, like, it felt like every single day was dance practice. Or let's just meet up and have dinner. Every day.
We were always, because at a certain point in time, we both grew up in EC, but I moved to Hammond, which was a city right next to it. And we would still make our way back to EC. It was like we never left. Yeah. We lived in Hammond, but we were always in EC, in East Chicago. So
it was fun.
It was great memories.
It was a lot of fun. And they kept that they kept everything. So family was everything. Our culture was everything. It was really cool. It was the great. Older I get, the more I appreciate it. I'm going to say that. Because at the time, I was just like, all right, dance practice again. Right. We get it.
But then now it's like, man, I wish we had dance practice.
I know, like, that was cool as fuck. I want dance practice again.
To think that's what they kind of, some kids do gymnastics and some do
folkloric dance groups. So it's great. But yeah, so then now, do you want to talk about like now seeing why Puerto Ricans are so proud?
Yes, for sure. I don't know what it is, but like when you grow up, I think I don't know, because there's a lot of Latinos who come up and are raised and they're very, Colombia, Viva Mexico, stuff like that. But then it's like, for us, we're like, Rican, Boricua, like we're
proud as fuck. Yes, and if you look on a map, or you probably already know, Puerto Rico is tiny.
Tiny as fuck.
It's a little dot. But
we're out here.
We're proud as fuck to be on that little dot. Let me tell you. And I just thought we were just happy. Yeah. I just always grew up thinking like, well, it's an island. It's great. Right. It's a great place to live. I don't know. And then come to find out there's so much history behind Puerto Rico and why we are so proud and why we like wave our flag every chance we get. And
so me and Dali looked up like the history of our flag and some history of Puerto Rico, and we found out that for a certain amount of time, almost 10 years, Puerto Ricans were not allowed to speak or write about independence from America. They couldn't sing any patriotic songs.
Yeah, like pretty much they made a law. It was a legit law that they made in Puerto Rico that like you couldn't do any of this shit.
You couldn't even wave your flag.
Yeah, you couldn't display your flag. You couldn't speak or write about the independence of Puerto Rico. Everything had to be. If
I wanted to go meet with Dali and talk about what's going on and, make a little meeting with some people, that was illegal too. Yeah. And we'd get locked up. Yeah. We go to jail just for showing a flag, just for talking about a song, singing a song, like.
And it was not that long ago. No. Like the bill was signed in 1948 and it got what?
It lasted till 1957.
Yeah.
That's not
a long time ago.
So you see why we're so proud. If you're driving, I know you see a Puerto Rican flag on a rearview mirror. while you're driving. Every single day you're driving, you will notice one because we are out here.
Because we're proud as fuck. People have it tatted on them. Like, people go overboard. But now I get it. Because, like, Americans came in and tried to take that shit over, literally.
Yeah.
To make it to where it was illegal to even, like, rep your shit.
Yeah. That's a lot of shit, though. America is something else.
America, land of the free. Suck my dick.
Let's see. So I definitely have a flag somewhere. So does my mom.
Yeah.
It's always everywhere. So our parents, though, like when I was younger, going back to that, my mom used to take me to the Cuatro Fest. You went to the Cuatro Fest, didn't you?
No, I never went. My mom went, and she has all the posters in her house and shit.
It was great because, well, so the Cuatro is a guitar with, I want to say, either 6 or 10 strings. I'm not sure how many strings.
Yeah, way more strings than a regular guitar.
Yeah, but they would, oh my God, sound incredible. There would be little kids on the stage, younger, like at least younger than 10, killing it on the Cuatro.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. But this is like an instrument of the island. So that's why it's such a big deal. But they had this big old fest in Chicago. And it pretty much went back in the day, played old songs, played new songs. They had plays, like as to people acting out stuff with songs. It was great. It was really great. And I learned so much just going to one of those. It was awesome.
I want to go. We should try to. Do they still do them?
I think they do.
We should try to make a trip
To go.
That would be really fun.
That would be dope.
And we could like record all of it and show you guys.
Heck yeah. That would be fun. So tune in. We might just do that.
Wear a Puerto Rican flag. My whole outfit will be a Puerto Rican flag.
We legit had dresses made like that.
Yeah, like a
Puerto Rican flag. When we were little.
I had the picture. I'm pretty sure the picture is floating around somewhere.
We're going to have to post them after this episode.
Yeah.
Do some stuff.
Because we were looking official. We were really official.
So before we get into some other stuff, the task of the week
is to learn more about your heritage and learn more facts and more about your ancestors so you're able to know more about yourself, because that's important.
It is.
And even when you don't think it's that important, when you start learning into it and you start digging deep, you're like, wow, this is legit the reason I am the way I am. Like,
yes.
It's really cool.
I always used to look up, like, just to make sure, even though I knew it already, but I would always look up to see what being Puerto Rican really was. And it was a mix of things. And I'm like, oh, well, no big deal. I'm a mutt. I'm a mutt. But that's like most people.
Yeah.
And you can say you're white or you can say you're black, but you have to be, when you're white, you have to be something, whether it's German, you're Irish, something else. You know, you're not just white. Just like being black. You're not just black. Mm-hmm. You got to have, you know, some type of ancestors, some type of lineage. Is that, how do you say it? Lineage.
Wow. Need like
dictionary.
Thesaurus and dictionary. Lineage.
That's
just yeah. Lineage.
Today we can't talk. This is so funny. Yeah, but just to, I mean, it's interesting. It's interesting to know about who you are. I want to do the Ancestry.com.
I do too, but then I started freaking out because I learned that they have you take your saliva in a thing and send it. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'm comfortable with sending my DNA to like some
random place.
Like, what do they do with it when they're done?
Look at my ass. It's like, I'll spin the thing real quick and send it off. I want to know what I am. No, that is kind of fishy, though. That is a little weird.
Because remember, this is completely off topic, but remember when I was talking to you about, like, the company that you could sell your panties and get a whole bunch of money?
Yeah.
And I was, like, legit thinking about it. I'm like, what? People are going to pay me, like, $500 for my used panties, bitch? Here.
Oh, my God.
But then somebody told me at work, like, yeah, but you know, if you send your used panties to somebody, your DNA is all over that. And you don't know what kind of freak you're sending them to, what kind of crazy person.
That is crazy. And I never thought about that.
Yeah,
some
and
psycho that's going to smear you.
Yeah, or like some psycho that applies for Ancestry.com to work for them. And they're like, take all this saliva. I'm going to fucking make a clone out of all these bitches.
Right. That's crazy. I didn't think about that.
After that, I was like, oh, man.
You got to be smart, man. People are crazy nowadays, especially with that.
But I do want to, like, figure out everything that's in my blood.
Yeah.
Come to find, I'm probably like some Irish, I'm definitely some Indian. That's another thing too. Like Puerto Ricans have Indian in them, but it's called Taino Indians.
Yes, they were the ones who originated on the island.
Yeah, I want to do more research on the Taino Indians.
Yeah, I went to it when we went to Puerto Rico. Like my mom took me when I was like, I was like 8 or 9. But when she took me, we went to like a campsite, not a campsite, but like sovereign land, I guess that's what they called it. What they would call it, where the Taino Indians like originated, and like they had a little hut. They had like a little boat that they made out of clay. I'm not sure exactly what it was made out of. They had like where they carved certain rocks and stuff with the Taino sun and stuff. So it was like, oh my God. It was kind of interesting though, because it's like, man, they were really here.
They were really out here living life.
But then like you think about all the slavery and the people that passed through Puerto Rico, and that's, I feel like, where our African ancestors, yes. So technically Puerto Ricans are, this is a fusion of Taino, African, and Spanish. So like we're all of those in one. So that's why we get our colors from dark to light.
Yeah.
Our hair
literally all look the same.
Yes.
You know, you want to know something else? This is going to be my, I don't know, is it going to be my stop being childish? Or is it going to be my it's going to be my stop being childish. What really bothers me about not even our culture, just Latino culture, if you watch novelas are all white Latinos.
Yeah.
You never see a dark-skinned Latino or Latina. And, bitch, we out here.
Right.
We're out here. We want to be on the novelas. And that
is true.
You know, and that's like a lot of, that's how we used to be in America. We're just getting into that. Everything is segregated. Like, you know, like not segregated, but everything is like.
Embrace yourself, right?
Yeah.
Embrace
it's
yourself
getting different
and the way
over here. But in the novela culture.
No, I mean, we've had convos like this about like our parents and how there are certain things that they've picked up and they have certain ways with things. So like, I know both our moms love their hair straight. Mm-hmm. They love their hair straight. But, and like when we were even little, it was kind of like, man, it's hard to do your hair.
Yeah, my mom didn't know what to make it
straighter. Right. So it's like, instead of, I don't want to say they don't embrace it, but I think back then in their time, the culture of being more white, having straight hair, looking more professional, that was the way
to be.
Right. Yeah. That's how you came correct when you came to events and stuff like that. You straighten your hair, you look not the best, because that's not the best that you can look. You can look great with curly hair too.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing that we kind of taught ourselves, to embrace our curliness, to make it better, not to try to make our hair flatter and more straight, because that was put into our minds for a really long time as we were young.
A long time.
And not even just with our parents. It was just overall, you know?
And I wonder if that has anything to do with the whole Americans coming to the country, to Puerto Rico and taking over, and then Puerto Rico's coming to America, and them trying to fit in and stuff like that. And they just kind of like try to fit this like role.
I feel like every race has that stigma though. Like, and it's crazy because, you know, there's Latinos like us trying to be with straight hair instead of curly and lighter skin and this and this and that. But then there's white people who want to be more tan. You know what I'm saying? But then they have like, what was my point of this?
Bitch, I was watching a YouTube video last night, and there was a whole white girl teaching on YouTube how to curl your hair, and she was using a skewer to do these curls, and then she would wrap her hair around the skewer and then take a flat iron and flat iron it, and then it was actually pretty cool the way that it did it.
Super easy and simple.
Yeah, but like how you were saying, we don't want to be exactly how we are. We want to keep switching it.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I have curly poofy hair, but I want it straight.
Right.
You know?
And the dark light stuff, I feel like that too. It's like black people. The light skin, I'm dark skin. And then with Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, that was a really big thing too. Like, if you were dark, it was like a stigma. Like,
yeah,
it was like, it was just.
One time I had my grandma tell me that when I walk outside, I should wear, I should use an umbrella or wear a hat.
So you're not getting dark?
Because if I'm in the sun too much, I get too dark.
Oh my God.
I was like, bitch.
I'm gonna get dark.
I look great. What you mean? People pay for this color.
Right. That's true. And I love your color. So, see, I wish I had a color like her.
But I like your color.
I have like a...
You're not far behind.
We're like a couple shades.
Yeah.
We're over here comparing arms. But it's, like, I think that this new day and age, we're definitely embracing better, you know, more of one's
natural hair, natural
self-love,
everything. Which is really cool. It's a cool time to be alive. There's a lot of shit going on, but at least I don't have to fake who I am.
It's crazy. Like, even like I've seen stories where people with dreads have to cut off their dreads to apply for a job, or you know, like, why does that even matter? Like,
I think they just passed a law somewhere, or like
in a few places
that you could wear your natural hair.
Yeah, and it should not be an issue.
Right. That should.
So if you want to wear a fro and you want your curls to be out, you let yourself have a fro and leave your curls out.
Yes.
Because it shouldn't be an issue. It's crazy to think that it is in a workplace.
Yeah.
Like,
you can't be yourself. Even if you could probably be overqualified for the job.
Right. And you can have curly, poofy afro.
Get the fuck out of here.
These people got us messed up.
No. But yeah, as getting older, I'm learning to embrace the culture a lot more. I started embracing the hair a while ago. I started embracing everything else. But like my culture, it was always something that I loved and always something that like I held dear to me. But getting older and coming to a better understanding and finding things out, like everything we found out and stuff, you just start to like...
It hits home, man.
Yeah, you dig deep and you're like, wow, this is really fucking cool.
This is
like
who I
am. Yeah.
Yeah. It is awesome.
So yeah, do it. Like, look into what you are. If you don't know what you're, like, exactly what you are, or like what your background is, ask questions, find out.
Why not? Always ask questions. I always say that too. Always ask questions. But I guess it's also easier because we grew up like that together, so we know how it is, and we're like, Boricua, Puerto Rican, yes.
Soy Boricua. So proud.
We're just lit.
Yeah. For some people, it's not like that.
Yeah.
Or I always think about people that were adopted.
Yeah.
And they don't have any idea anything about them.
Yeah, that's true.
Or maybe their parents don't know anything.
Yeah.
And there's just the next generation over.
And they just don't, because their parents never taught them to have interest in that. It wasn't just an interest, you know? But shit, make it an interest. Why not know who you are? It's awesome to know.
Yeah.
What you are, exactly what you are. Like, you can say you're Mexican too, but Mexicans are a mix of a lot of shit.
Yeah.
I just think every race is damn near at this point. I think at some point, like, because America's a big ass melting pot. So at some point, it's going to be rare. And I think that's another thing too that I want to bring up. But yeah, because at some point, you know, everyone is probably going to be mixed at some point. Because at this point, everybody's like interracial, like, you know, relationships and stuff like that.
Everyone's fucking each other.
Well, that brings me to a memory, because I know when we were younger, it was never told to me, like, you have to marry Puerto Rican. But it was kind of like...
No, it was kind of
like... because all my cousins, everybody was Puerto Rican. Everybody's marrying a Puerto Rican. Their kids were 100% Puerto Rican. You know, like... And then I know me and my cousin were kind of the oddballs out because she had a black guy. And then I had my boyfriend, and he was half black, half white. So it was like, oh... We got some kids from different races.
You don't speak Spanish?
And I have some cousins who are half Puerto Rican, half Mexican too. But that was like, that's it. Out of 100, there's about 25 that are mixed. So it's like, you know.
I feel like now though it's coming, like how you said, it's coming to like, no one gives a fuck.
Right. It is what it is.
Another thing I want to touch base on before we end, because we have to end in a few minutes. I'm proud as fuck to be Puerto Rican, and I'm proud as fuck to be Spanish, but I'm one of those Spanish people that I just can't speak fluent Spanish.
Oh, yeah.
I can't. And it's really frustrating sometimes. And I grew up, I was in bilingual classes in grade school. So they were teaching us everything in English and in Spanish. Yep. And it still never stuck. I don't understand why. And I've tried to I just get all the conjugations and all the words confused. And Spanish is like low-key hard.
You get these little comments from Puerto Ricans too, like, oh, you're not all Puerto Rican.
Yeah, you don't know Spanish? Oh, yeah. You need to learn Spanish. And I want to be like, you need to shut your mouth.
Right.
Don't
tell me. Don't tell me what I am.
Like, bitch, I'm trying. I'm trying my hardest. But it is like, I feel like you can be a proud Spanish person, be proud in your culture, and you don't have to know the language fluently. You don't have to.
You can rep it.
Yeah, you don't have to be like so perfect in it, but you can still embrace it.
Yeah, of course.
And I feel like Spanish people are very hard about that.
Yeah, they're very particular, and they're strict in their little ways.
Yeah, and I get it. It's important to know Spanish. I wish I could. Like, I'm trying.
Girl, learn.
And I'm not horrible at it. I understand it perfectly. I can speak it.
Well, back home, it wasn't as spoken to me. Mm-hmm. I grew up with a bilingual. Like, my brother didn't really grow up bilingual like that, like I did. Because my mom and dad both spoke Spanish to me. So I'm kind of like, I'm okay at Spanish. A lot of people tell me I'm great. There's still stuff I don't know, you know, but I mean, there's a stigma to it, because then, you know, if you don't know Spanish, they just go crazy on you. Oh, no, you're not, you know.
Yeah.
You know Spanish, but you don't know Spanish.
Yeah.
And you're not really Puerto Rican.
And it's already hard enough on us already, because we have this thing, at least for me, I have this guilt, and it like frustrates me because I can't speak. Like, I can't talk to my grandma the way I want to talk to my grandma.
Right.
I can't, like, ask her the questions I want to ask her because she doesn't know English and I don't know Spanish.
Right.
Like that. So we can't have a full-blown conversation like I would have with my mom or I would have with anybody else.
Right.
And that's hard enough as it is. Like,
we're going to blame this one on our moms.
No, we're not. No.
I feel like because my mom was a teacher, she spoke to me more in English. And then my dad was always speaking to us in broken English.
Yeah, my dad.
But he never really English. They never pushed having to know Spanish. You know what I'm saying? It was like a thing. There were certain words that I knew growing up, and I used those words, and I was able to like roll my R's and do things like that. But
I feel like Spanish was always talked around me, and my brother's first language was Spanish before English.
Oh wow!
And he picked it up quick.
Yeah, he's pretty good in Spanish.
Yeah, and I just feel like for me, it was always spoken around me. It was always,
and you understand what they're saying, but
yeah,
it's just the speaking
part is
like,
I couldn't get it.
Yeah,
but
you're still Boricua.
Yeah,
you're still you.
Yeah,
still great.
Thank you. So are you. But yeah, we do have to wrap it up. So thank you again for listening. Once again, if you have any questions or any ideas of what you want us to talk about, what you want to hear, DM us. Our Instagram is Are We Adulting Yet Podcast. And then on there, you can get a link to our personal Instagram accounts. And please like, comment, and subscribe.
See you guys later.
Bye. Adios.
Adios.